Let's do some poetry. So if coffee were a man, it'd be a black man. Joyous, welcoming, warm, life-giving. He wouldn't be for everyone. He's definitely an acquired taste. Bold and adaptable. He'd give of his best for your good and gladly share in the fruits of his grind and sweat. Neither heat nor high pressure would scare him. He would and does flourish come hail or hot water, and he would welcome them both because it knows it brings out the best of him. He wouldn't mind the crushing of a grind because his was more or less Porlex. His creative process is naturally washed and sun-dried. He'd be single-origined in nature, specifically Northeast African, yet he would flourish in multiple regions if the climate is suitable. South Central American, Afro-Latin, Micronesian. He would enjoy working with the indigenous and find beauty in the flavors their music notes might bring if coffee were a man. Be a black man. Shipped away by force. And of course forced to grind, and grind he must. If coffee were a man, he'd be exhausted, yet expected to get everybody woke. He'd be seen as the cure for the morning blues, but wouldn't nobody play his. His second visit would feel much more like appropriation rather than appreciation. He would feel like he had been working in fields, making gourmet from scraps, treasure from trash, only to get his meal handed to the same hands that handed him over. If coffee were a woman, it'd be a black woman. Bold, strong, delicate, elegant, complex, well-traveled, actually exponentially more complex than fine wine. Remember when she went abroad? Turkey, Vienna, Spain. The collaboration was amazing. She'd be naturally washed, sun-kissed, cultured with a refined palate. She would thrive in regions others can't. See, elevation don't scare her because they can't breathe the air up there. If coffee were a person, there'd be this haunting sense of irony. What was a centuries-old practice of the population became a global craze saved only for the pompous. How could something so black be so white? She would be heated up and watered down and mixed with cream and artificial sweetener because they can't stomach her purity. See, to them, she too bold, she too bitter. But the purists say they like the black and they right the black only if coffee were mother. She would lead well. She would say that there is another way where black and whites and creams and mochas can dance. And we could cold brew some experiments with nitrogen and rosas and mochas and beautiful latte art and dancing swans. If coffee were a person, they'd say don't profit off our farmers' backs and use their faces for marketing for folks that don't want us in their country in the first place. If coffee were a person, would say that there is a fourth way where you and I can dance. Good morning. Let's dance. Thank you, sir. Yeah. All right. All right. I appreciate the intro because it is true. Like, I don't know how many of y'all, like, there's a thing about our culture. You know what I mean when I say our culture, right? We oftentimes think very deeply about inconsequential stuff, like that really don't matter. But then we also like really take lightly things that are very serious. You know what I'm saying? And somehow or another never lose track as to what's actually important or not. So this poem is about when the billionaires tried to build rockets to Mars. So I started thinking, you know, if we're not careful, Mars will be just another gold rush. Another pre-Columbian America. Scraping, raping, scratching, gouging, making up lines, then screaming mine into newly formed oxygen. Tapping planetary veins in search of arrogance in the forms of rocks. Imaginary wealth. You know, the real millionaires of the gold rush were the shovel salesmen. I think we going about this all wrong. Mars finna be another East India trading co. spilling Mars spices across the most pristine of spacescapes till somebody start a war over shit that just come out the ground. Because somebody used what come out the ground to buy the ground. You know what funded the forests, or you know what funded the Renaissance was the forests, the Atlantic Ocean. You're wrong, Mom. Money does grow on trees. Trees are money. We just ain't getting none. They chopped them all down, build their cathedrals for me and you could get out the nigga quarters. Listen, I'm not salty. Hell, salt for sale too. Are we finna act like Standing Rock protesters weren't absolutely correct? Lakota water sources stained in earth blood. History got bars. Rhyming like a mug. You know, if we not careful. I found our own friendships. They're gonna be just another gold rush. People as transactional. Satiation. If we not careful, you know, I love lives. I love boo things. Just another gold rush. People are for identity, for satisfaction. It's been my finding. We are much better at crisis than we are warning. And I'm starting to wonder about that first part. But if the Visa ever got versed, that'd be a cold verse. If we not careful, I found our own selves. Be just another gold rush. You know, you too busy taking advantage of you to even enjoy you. To realize your proverbial quote-unquote F's to give are a fossil fuel, a non-renewable resource. Yes, there's enough for you to go around, but where is your code? Everything ain't for everybody. When's the last time you told somebody no when the bag was oh so yes? Why are there bits of you floating around the stock market and flea market? You know, you couldn't bring your full self to a moment even if you tried. If we not careful, if we don't learn to take care, we may not see that Mars, as Earth, will probably be fine. Trees, whenever they're ready, crack the strongest of concretes, expanding their shoulder blades, but you ain't no tree. You need a break. And although you don't owe us anything, we are honored to be in your orbit. We are honored to be in your orbit.
Thank you. Oh, my fault.
All right, keep it going for Propoganda, y'all. Yeah, some cold parts said the Vices ever get versed. That stuck with me. That's the only thing I'm gonna bring up because he attacked me at the beginning of his stuff, talking about I got a car. He looked right. I got a car, however. I just got expired tags. That's a good dude because expired tags they never stop me from driving. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna keep driving.
For sure.
Kids don't listen to that. Kids don't listen to that. Don't do that. Do what your parents tell you. Don't drive with expired tags. Speaking of kids, man, we got somebody that's super dope. You saw her earlier sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. And now she's going to bring that wonderful voice over to the halftime show. Everybody give it up for Willow, y'all. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Hope you guys have been enjoying everything. Again, I'm Willow Corinne. And a fun fact is my debut EP, Eyes Met Mine, has been released on all platforms if you'd like to check it out. Thank you so much. And I'm also into jazz, so I wanted to do a song for you guys called The Girl from Ipanema.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. When she walks, it's like a songbird that swings so cool and sways so gently, that when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. Oh, but he watches so sadly. How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. walks to the sea. She looks straight ahead, not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, a girl from Ipanema goes walking. And when she passes, he smiles, but she doesn't see. Lay-do, lady, lay-do, ba-do-ba-dee, ba-ya-dee, ba-ya-dee, lay-do-dee, shoo-ba-dee. Boy in the bed, what I do, wait, ba-ya-dee, ba-ya-dee, ba-dee, ba-doo, 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 doo-doo, choo-doo, doo-doo, babe. They don't bump hey. Oh, but he watches so sadly. How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, a girl from Ipanema goes walking. And when she passes, he smiles, but she doesn't see. Oh, she doesn't see. She just doesn't see.
Keep it going. Willow, man. I love that. Hey, Willow, real quick before you dip out, I was about to leave. Anyway, I want to say this. You can do any genre you want with that voice. However, that jazz pocket is crazy. I like that. You might not know about Sade, but you know that smooth sound of Sade a little bit? You know what I'm saying? I think that's something for you. And before you leave, give me the information about the EP. How can we get it? We all go support you. Give your information to everybody.
Okay, so you guys can follow me on Instagram at I am Willow Corinne. It's Corinne, not two R's. And also, I'm available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, any platform. The EP is called Eyes Met Mine, and I wrote these songs over the summer. I just wanted to write about what I think love should be, and I want people to be able to vibe with a younger and new, refreshing voice. So I really appreciate you guys for listening to me and coming out today.
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's going to be hard to follow. But we have somebody that thinks they can do it, thinks they're up to it, can follow that, somebody like that. You saw him earlier. Once again, we all came here to support this man. We've been in this tournaments forever. He's one of the deepest guys I know as far as his poetry game. He put on his sunglasses just to be extra cool for you guys, even though we're inside. Give it up for Jeremiah, y'all. Double it up.
What's up, y'all? First off, appreciate everybody coming out, supporting. So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple poems. And the dopest thing about coming to this particular neighborhood, this really where I was like born and raised at, the West Adams area, Dorsey High School. So, you know, it's real clutch to come out here and really bring this experience to this community in particular. We done like Inglewood, Compton, all over LA, DC, Howard University, Atlanta. So, yeah, we just trying to bring this experience to people all over the world, not just the US, like the world. Make a move Ghana coming too. So I'm gonna do a couple of pieces out this book. I dropped my book about a year and a half ago, and it was so fire, I had to bag it up like once. So I'm gonna roll up a couple of joints out of this for y'all, if that's cool. It's a whole ounce of poetry, a few grams of artwork in there too, alright? So, anybody know who Jimmy Butler is? Alright, it's called Hemi Butler. I'm Hemi Butler. Meaning if I gotta score 40 plus for my team to win, then it's gonna be reoccurring. But I'm also a West Adams Black Panther, a Dorsey High Don stepping, a whole lot of junior colleges hopping around, but none of them could teach me how to be a legend. See, I was raised in a society Gotta teach you how to be a menace. So I try to keep my nephew right beside me so he ain't misstepping. And I cannot mislead him. Took him on his first flight to DC because at his age, my lawyer was criminal. But now he RIP. See, I yup in my white tee because we're building a franchise, boy. Ooh, I think they like me. We making moves they cannot ignore. They're in the news, in the papers. Thank God it ain't criminal or death related. Shit, a network deal coming too. That's gonna be a lot of negotiations. See, I just try to grind and inspire like Nip hustled and motivated. My whole team riding behind me like a motorcade on the way. I'm so confident in how I move. It's like I know the way. It's just something in me that won't lose and it won't go away. Y'all know that feeling like you got a lot to prove? Man, that shit won't go away. Man, I survived the coldest days. I'm Hemi Butler. Meaning if I gotta score 40 plus for my team to win, then it's gonna be reoccurring. See, it was Jordan year, but it was magic for me. I had turned 32. The old me, he disappeared. But y'all should meet who I done turned into. See, y'all gonna wanna keep the channel right here and watch this journey through. Working 2 jobs with 2 assists and top tier attorney too. Cause one star on your squad, that is not a team. See, I be having to pitch myself like this is not a dream, but watch them contracts because they crossing I's and they dotting T's. I just tell them send it to Daryl. That is not a meme. 100 million plus, that is not a want. That is what I call a need. See, we was born to run it up, not to be a runner-up, so we gotta take the lead. See, I used to hug myself just to huddle up. Now I got a team, but when you do a lot and feel like you ain't done enough, that's how you succeed. See, we all fall down, but we get back up. I'm Donnie McClurkin. Pause now, I gotta pick up. I can't be missing no work. See, I could invest it all now in anything and just know it's gonna work. And they can count us all out. We gonna be that AC slaying the first, and I'm Hemi Butler. I'm gonna make sure they see me at the top before they see me under. That's why every time I meet up with my team, I reassure them that if they need 40 plus for the win, it's reoccurring. I'm Hemi Butler. Thank y'all, man. The microphone's a little bit choppy, man. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna get back into this tournament. I'm gonna let Eric close us out real quick. And he don't wanna say nothing else. So we about to get this tournament going again, all right?